Hello and welcome to Mark in the Park, the program from Urbana Park District where we let you know what is going on in your community. Remember, at Urbana Park District, you belong here. I'm Mark Schultz and we're pleased to be joined by Jennifer Nierenhausen, Aquatics Specialist at the Park District. Hello.
Hello.
And we are excited because the weather is finally warming up and it is time to open the Crystal Lake Park Family Aquatic Center, the outdoor pool.
Yes.
When does the outdoor pool run? When is their season this year?
So we open the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend, and then we run all the way through the Monday of Labor Day weekend.
So Saturday of Memorial Day all the way through Monday of Labor Day weekend. That's a very intense couple of months for you guys.
It is.
And we get a lot of people coming out there. You can get several thousand a weekend.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
And if we remember to know, what are the hours of operation?
So we are open starting at 6 a.m. That is for our lap swimmers. So 6 to 8 a.m. we do our lap swim out there, and then also 11 to 12:30.
For lap swim?
Yes.
Okay.
To the general public, for our pass holders, we're open at 12:30. Mm-hmm. And then for daily admissions or punch cards, we're open at 1 p.m.
And you run all the way up until early evening?
Yep. It would be 7 p.m. when school is in session, and then 8 p.m. once school is let out of session or before it starts for the school year. And
the lap swim, a lot of people love to get out in nature and do the nice lap swim. You have the nice lake pool that you can that people can swim. Yeah,
we have multiple lane lines in, all of the lane lines in, and we have a lot of our regulars from the indoor pool like to come over to the outdoor pool once we open up there because they like the fresh air.
Absolutely. And we want to let people know, too, that there are a couple of new things happening at the outdoor pool this year. Some new lockers and storage areas.
Yes, we do have some new lockers and storage areas going in.
And they can have just small enough to like put your wallet in and things like that.
So if you don't want to keep your things next to you, there's always the option for the lockers and things like that to be able to put in. There's keys that you put in, and then you're able to take those with you.
All right. And tell us a little bit about some of the features at the outdoor pool. A lot of fun things can happen for kids of all ages.
Oh, absolutely. And just to rewind back on the hours a little bit.
Oh, yes.
We do have toddler time as well from 8 to 11 a.m. That's for kids that are 5 and younger, and they're able to come and enjoy the pool without some of the bigger kids, kind of running over them and stuff. That is only held in our leisure pool area. And there is a special rate for that. It's $4 a person for that time.
That's a great way for kids to learn how to be in the pool and not be such an overwhelming experience.
Absolutely, yes. But some of the water features included, especially for toddler time, we have the playground that's situated in the water. It does have a big dump bucket, and then there's some spray features. We turn those down a little bit for toddler time, just so it's not as overwhelming and in your face. Sometimes the 3-year-olds don't like that.
An 11-year-old is okay getting blasted in the face with water. 3-year-olds,
yeah, absolutely. And then we turn those back up during our regular hours, of course, the pressure on those. Then we also have, which a lot of parents enjoy, is the seating in the water. Chairs go fast, so if you want them, you got to get there early. But that is a really, really popular feature. And then, of course, we do have 3 slides, 2 that go into about 3 foot 6 inches, and then 1 that drops into our deeper pool. That's 12 foot.
So slides for people of all ages that they can go on?
They have to be 48 inches tall.
Okay.
We do have a measuring stick, so we do measure the kids. But yes, as long as you're 48 inches, kids of all ages, even the adults.
Yes. The younger pool is a zero depth pool, which allows the adults to sit in the water in their chair.
Yes.
That sounds like my speed, sitting in the water.
I know, that's what I like to do when I bring the kids. It's nice because there's a zero depth entry, and then we also have a line on the bottom of the pool, and this helps parents to know that if you do have a younger child, this is where it starts to drop a little off, so it gets a little bit deeper. So I know a lot of parents will tell their kids, please don't go out past that black line, and try to keep them in front of it, because then they're a lot safer if they're not a strong swimmer. Granted, we have our lifeguards that are there, but preventative is always the best.
Yes, you touched on lifeguards, so let's talk about lifeguards. One thing I've been very impressed with visiting the pool is your lifeguards are always alert. They're not checking out their nails or anything like that. I notice they are looking all around, up and down the lanes. Very alert lifeguards. So safety is priority one for you guys.
Absolutely. With their scanning pattern, why they do move their heads, I've had so many questions. Why do your lifeguards move their heads so much? We implement something called 3D scanning. So when we want them to scan, we want them to look at the bottom of the pool, the middle of the pool, and of course the top of the pool. And then they always need to check below their chair. A lot of kids like to play below their chair, and sometimes that might not be as obvious if you're scanning out, to the deeper depths of the pool. So we make sure to implement the bottom scan, which is scanning along the bottom underneath your chair, and then in your corners and your blind spots that you might have.
And boy, you have to be alert because it happens so fast.
Oh, absolutely. And drowning is not always what it looks like in the movies where everybody's screaming, yelling, waving their hands. Drowning can be very silent, and it can be not as obvious. So they need to stay on their toes and be alert.
So you teach all that about to your lifeguards.
Absolutely.
And if people are thinking about a summer job and would like to be a lifeguard, how do they get in touch with you? What's the process?
So they can email me and figure out some class dates, or they can call our facility. Usually what we do is if they're interested, we have a list of class dates, and then we have the person pick a class date that would work best for them. During that class, it's usually 5 days, a couple hours an evening, and then they will come in and pay the fee on the first day of class. Our lifeguard class is $110, but that does include their first uniform. So their first swimsuit, their t-shirt, their whistle, their CPR mask. It includes a lot of things. So that fee is not just for the certification, but it does include it.
And pools all over the place have, you have to it costs to go through the class.
Absolutely. Yes. When I took my class many, many moons ago, it was a 3-year certification, and it was $350.
Whoa.
But that does last for 3 years. Our certifications last for 1 year. We like to do a refresher. I think it keeps them up to date on the most recent changes with CPR, rescue skills, things like that. And that's why we do a year certification, because things are constantly changing and moving in aquatics.
Are there any age or physical fitness requirements?
So we do ask that they're 15 or older. And then there are prerequisites. I always mess that word up. They do have to be able to swim 200 yards consistently. So they can't touch the bottom, stop and start. We like for it to be continuously. They have to be able to retrieve the brick, which is 10 pounds, from the bottom of our 11-foot or 12-foot. It's not as hard as it sounds. And they have to be able to tread water for 2 minutes with no hands. So their hands have to be up above water while they're treading.
Wow.
Yes, and there are reasons for these. I mean, if you think about it, the continuous swim just makes sure that you have the endurance. Getting the brick from the bottom, God forbid anything were to happen and somebody were to be at the bottom of the pool, but that is how we would go down to rescue the person. So being able to get that brick is kind of an example of how that would work. And then treading with your hands up. When you do make rescues, sometimes you are not using your hands, you're just using your feet to kick you over to the side.
Very good. And as you train these people, your candidates for a lifeguard, you help them pass. It's not like you get one shot and if you can't tread water, you're out forever.
Absolutely. During the span of the class, we work on it daily. So if you're not able to get that brick on that first day, don't give up and call it quits, because our instructors will stay and work with you and show you the easiest way to get it, or show you how to correct what you may be doing wrong and things like that. We want to see everybody pass. We want to have good lifeguards, so we want to work with you.
You can always apply to urbanaparks.org/jobs to become a lifeguard.
Yep.
And what's the phone number?
It is 217-384-7665. And I check those applications daily, so if you get one turned in, chances are I'll be contacting you within a few days.
All right, excellent information about safety at our pools and how to become a lifeguard. And we're talking today, Jennifer Nierenhausen, aquatic specialist, talking with us today about summer aquatics, particularly the Crystal Lake Park Family Aquatic Center that is open from Memorial Day, Saturday, all the way through Labor Day, Monday. So let's talk a little bit more about the outdoor pool and some of the fun things going on. Talk about how people can get in, what's the admission price for just a one-day admission, and maybe some more economical things with memberships and punch cards.
Absolutely. So $6 is our resident rate. Resident rates include Champaign and Urbana. That is $6 per person. Our non-resident rates would be anybody in surrounding areas, and that is $9. Per person. Now, anybody that is 3 and under is free, so
Okay.
they do not cost to get in. A lot of people like to do our punch cards. That gives you kind of a special deal. It takes a little bit off of the admission charge for the daily. Those can be used by anybody, so it doesn't just have to be the same person using the one pass. You can use it for an entire family. Those are, I have to think, I believe it's 25 and 50, and then I have to 40 and 80, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I usually have it on the on the computer screen in front of me, but those are very, very, very popular. And we have people, and our cashiers will also try to find you the best deal. So if you're bringing in a group of people and maybe that punch card's going to be the better option, they're going to let you know, hey, this is a better thing to get. Of course, our memberships, if you're coming to the pool a lot, that's the way to go. I mean, it really is. It gives you so many perks. You get in a little bit early. We do have member parties throughout the summer, so you get to take advantage of that. In the evenings. So I would suggest a membership if you're going to be visiting frequently.
And there are different types of memberships. You can buy just a membership to the outdoor pool for the summer, but we also have Urbana Indoor Aquatic Center, the indoor pool right next to the high school. You can buy a membership where you can go to both pools.
Yes, you can get our combination pass. A lot of people like to do that because if it's raining and you're planning a day at the pool, then you can just head over to our indoor pool and you'll be able to get in as well. And you never know when that rain's going to hit. So you could plan a day off, think you're all ready to go to the outdoor, and all of a sudden thunderstorms, and then you got to improvise. Well, with combo pass, you don't really have to. You can just head on over to the indoor.
And you never know when the urge to go swimming hits you in the middle of January, too.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, we have a lot of people that like to go swim. I like to take my kids swimming in the winter to burn off the energy. I mean,
Sure.
after a day of swimming, they're ready to go home and pass out, and sometimes that's really nice.
That's always thinking for a good job for the parents.
Yes.
Also, for people who are thinking about parties, summertime parties, Crystal Lake Park Family Aquatic Center is available for rent, correct?
Absolutely. So we have public rentals, and those rentals are held during our public hours, obviously. But we do have a spot reserved for the party, so that way nobody's in that area. And then you can just swim with everybody else throughout the day. Those are, we always ask for a $75 damage deposit with all of our rentals, and that's just to hold the date and to make sure that we're really going to hold the rental. And then the public rentals are $125 for that rental fee. And that fee includes the area as well as entrance for up to 18 people.
Okay.
Now we do private rentals also. Those require a $75 damage deposit, and really it kind of depends on, for the outdoor, how many pools you want. So if you're having a birthday party for a 5-year-old, you're probably not going to use the diving well or the competition pool. You might just use just the leisure pool. So those prices vary. Now, if you're having a rental for a big group, we've had church groups use it, and they rent the whole pool. That's obviously a little bit different. So at the outdoor, we don't charge per person or how many people you're going to have. It's just a flat fee dependent upon how many pools you use. Our indoor private rentals, we do charge. The charges vary dependent upon how many pools and how many people.
All right. And again, they can call you at the Aquatics, and they can talk a little bit more about all those rentals.
Absolutely. I know it can get confusing because
Yes.
there's so many different things that take into effect, but we're more than happy to stay on the phone, explain everything, and make sure you understand.
It's a fun way to have a party, too.
Oh, and they are so popular, especially at the indoor. Those winter times when you don't really know what to do with the kids and you want to get them out, get some energy out and celebrate their party. The pool is perfect. I mean, the kids always love swimming, so those are very popular and they tend to fill up quickly.
Good deal. And also, even for the after-hours rentals and parties at the pool, always have lifeguards on
Oh,
duty.
yes. Yes, we always have lifeguards. They're fully staffed, so there's not an issue there.
All right. And when people come out to Crystal Lake Park Family Aquatic Center, what can they bring besides themselves?
Yes. So you are allowed, most of the obvious things, obviously bring your towels and things like that. We do have a bag check at the front, and they will check through your bags. We just like to make sure that there's no prohibited items, alcohol, things of that nature. Also, you aren't allowed to bring glass bottles. That's a public health thing. If the glass breaks or gets into the pool, we have to drain all of the pools.
No way.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
And we have to make sure all of that glass is cleared out. So that's why we specifically ask for no glass bottles, because that's no fun for anyone.
You'd have to be closed a couple of days to drain the pool, clean it, and fill it back up.
We've had that happen at our indoor pool before, and it's not fun.
No. So inconvenience, but
yes.
very necessary.
Yes. Now, you are able to bring food into our facility. So we
Okay.
do have vending machines, but sometimes people want to bring their lunch or have a picnic. That is perfectly fine. You
Okay.
can bring in a picnic. You can order Jimmy John's and have them deliver it to you. The one thing we ask for is any water bottles that are brought in have to be empty upon entering. And then we do have a water station where you can fill your bottles up. We've had some incidents where people try to sneak in some liquids that might not be appropriate.
Liquids that look like water but are not water.
Exactly. And that's why we ask just for the empty water bottles or anything that's been open or the seal's been broken. So if you want to bring in your own soda, perfectly fine. Just make sure you don't open it before you come into the pool.
All right. And all these things are just for safety's sake.
And one more thing, we do ask that only Coast Guard approved flotation devices are used in our facility. Anything that's inflatable, we don't allow. There's a lot of dangers, and there's been studies to show that it can be dangerous. So we don't allow those, and Coast Guard approves are the ones. So the little puddle jumpers that go around the chest with the arm circles, perfectly fine. Those are
Okay.
definitely approved. The little water wings that you blow up, we don't allow those.
Okay, so a good thing to remember too
Yes.
as people go in. So we talked about what is prohibited, specifically alcohol and glass products.
Yes.
And because the safety for everybody is in
Yes.
mind, and alcohol and water sports do not mix.
Nope.
Never do. So, and also we want to let people know, and they need to go to urbanaparks.org to get the dates and times. But there's fun little kid events going on
yes.
over the summer. All teeny tiny beach parties. I've heard rumors of mermaids for the little kids out,
Yes.
and movies and everything. Little different things. Just touch on some of the things that come right to your mind first.
Obviously, our teeny tiny beach party. It's pretty popular. Last year, unfortunately, the weather didn't want to cooperate with us, but we had so many people, and we have staff that dress up as princess characters and superheroes and all kinds of things. The kids really, really like that. They get to swim. We have mermaids in the pool to swim with the kids also, some snacks. So it's a really fun little party. We also have movie nights. Those are fun. So we have an inflatable screen that we blow up, and then we show a movie on the screen. Obviously, you can be in the pool, or you can be sitting out on the side of the pool while your kids are swimming. Those are kind of fun things that we've brought in within the last few years.
And there's also adult movie night too.
Yes, which is, we'll show a little different rated movies that might not be as kid appropriate, but they're still not rated R or anything like that, but more adult geared.
A nice night for a date night.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. So again, if people want to know more about aquatics, more about the programs offered at Crystal Lake Park Family Aquatic Center this summer, tell them the phone number they can call if they need more information.
So you can call our indoor pool, always available. It's 217-384-7665. You can also call the outdoor pool once it opens and you want to get some more information, and that's 217-239-POOL, which I think is 7946 if I remember correctly.
Very good. And we are also on Facebook and Twitter, all
Yes.
sorts of social media, so follow us there as well.
Yep.
Boy, oh boy, the weather gets warm and your job gets very intense very quick.
Yes, it does. I had started about a month and a half ago. We started prepping, if not before that. So we've been prepping for a while for outdoor pool, trying to get the staff on hand. Not only do we need lifeguards, but we are also looking for any cashiers or CSRs, which help man our slides and the playground equipment that's in the water. Also, they do cooler checks. So if you have a kid that needs a job, definitely give us a call.
Very good. Jennifer Nierenhausen, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Jennifer Nierenhausen, aquatic specialist, our guest today on Mark in the Park, talking about summer aquatics at Urbana Park District. A very busy time and a very fun time for families not only within the Park District, but also all around East Central Illinois. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Twitter, and also for more information, urbanaparks.org. I'm Mark Schultz. Thanks for joining us.